The story so far.
Opportunities for first podiums and first wins of the season. We had drama right from the starts with the streets of Monaco taking victims all the way throughout the race. Ambitious moves aplenty throughout the race. Ambitious driving all the way through as drivers flirted with disaster.
It's time for the feature race then for FIA Formula 2. Welcome to round 5 of the season. And now it's time for one of our longest ones of the calendar. 42 laps, track temperature 40.9, air temperature 20.1. It's only 9:36 a.m. The track has already seen action this morning with Formula 3 in a processional race, but here in Formula 2, pit stops will decide the running orders. This is going to be a very entertaining race. 42-metre elevation change on the run up the hill. This is the highest point at the top of Casino Square. And you drop down almost to sea level by the time you get to the Nouvelle Chicane as well. Well, here we go then, ready for 42 laps ahead of us. We have a delayed start procedure in effect as the F2 cars were a little late getting to the grid. No change there. We had the same yesterday as well. So we've got a 5-minute delay early on. Alongside me, the commentary box, Omi is back with us as well. And welcoming to the team as well is LA Wilshire. Hello, LA. Nice to see you again. Giving us a wave in the background. Hope you're doing okay, and welcome to F2 commentary. So let's check in also with Omi. You've just finished Italian F4, my friend. This is going to be a busy day for you, back to back to back.
Yeah, absolutely. Just literally finished it about a minute ago. About 30 seconds ago before I joined, before the world feed started for this. So yeah, it was a rush of air so I could make it on time. But yeah, quite literally going straight off Formula 3 to Italian F4, and it was all timed perfectly. So everyone's behaved themselves so far this weekend, or so far on the Sunday. So timings have worked out so far. So let's hope it continues.
This is going to be a very interesting race then, and hopefully with pit stops galore, is this going to be one where we hope we get a better situation we did yesterday? Because the F2 race yesterday was not exactly 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a bit more of a quieter one, but to be fair, by Monaco standards, it was extraordinary to see how everyone was so close and how everyone was pushing on so hard. It was really very tight.
John Bennett starts in 21st alongside his teammate Rafael Gomez, who's at the back of the field then on row number 11. Then it's Sammy Megatunov in 20th with Clan Shield starting 19th on the grid. Coming in 18th, Dino Boganovic alongside Max Esterson. And then 17th will be his starting position. Can he fight back from a terrible qualifying he had? Emil Cordial in 16th, Jose Maria Marti in 15th. 14th on the grid for Roman Stanek. Ollie Goethe lines up P13. 12th for Joshua Durdskin and Rita Miata in 11th. Kush Miney is in 10th alongside Luke Browning starting in 9th. Gabriel Mini 8th with Jack Crawford in 7th. Arvid Lindblad is 6th with Sebastian Montoya in 5th. Richard Bashaw is in 4th with Leonardo Ferrari in 3rd. Victor Martin 2nd, and Alexander Dunn, our championship leader, on pole position. I mean, Alexander Dunn has really had a strong start this year, hasn't he? It's sort of impressive how much the rookie can do. It's a sensational go-through.
Yep, history maker in race 200 of the championship earlier this year. And then also, of course, winning the feature race last time out at Imola. He's going to try and do it once again and all over again. Well, the talented Alexander Dunn, who showed his talent, of course, properly coming to our screens when it came to Macau last year. Well, Macau in 2023, rather, when he first arrived on that scene, and it was great to be able to cover him there. And now, we, of course, saw him in Formula 3, but not any wins. He got 2 podiums, he got some second places in there. Never a win, though, so it was great to be able to see him getting that moment to stand on the top step twice so far this season, our only repeat winner of the year, and now he's going to try and win his 3rd race as well, which is absolutely unbelievable.
How much are you frustrated with the delays that we've been having as well? Because we had one yesterday, now we've got another one today, and the drivers, they just, little by little, it gets more and more annoying for them.
Yeah, it's never good. You kind of put yourself into a position where you want to, well, of course you have a set time. you have a set time, you'll see there's delays, you'll see it can affect with the driver that's more time, the more thoughts going through the mind, where sometimes you just want to get on with it, you just want the race to get started, get going, and then deal with it in the time to avoid more and more thoughts looming large as well, especially when you're sitting on the grid, which is just a different feeling when you're just sitting on the grid waiting for that formation lap to begin. Those are the nervy moments, and then it gets even more nervy when we are on the formation lap and they line up in position, especially if you are our pole sitter Alexander Dunn or Victor Martins on the front row, where you know how critical the race start is, because you've got the most important start of the year coming up in a few moments. So it is definitely very nervy moments for the field.
Just a reminder what we've got coming up today then here on JB Motorsports. While we've got the delay, it's a big one in motorsport, and all of the streams are now set as well. So we've got coming up for you for the rest of the day, we've got the F2 feature race, that's now here on JB Motorsports. The British Touring Car Championship at Snetterton, myself and JT and the World Feed taking you through that, all of Sunday's action. That gets underway at 9:10 UK time. And I'll be on race 1, and JT has race 2 and race 3 lead comms for the first time this season, as I'll be busy with the rest of the day. British Grand Prix warm-up with TNT, that's coming up on JB Motorsports 2 at 9:40. Porsche Super Cup, the Monaco race, 10:55. Omi and Richie on the commentary with JT producing in the pits. Moto2's British Grand Prix with the wonderful TNT team. That's going to be at 11:10. Myself and Megan are back for the MotoGP British Grand Prix. That's going to air on the main JB Motorsports channel, with it being the big event. 12:45 we're on air with a quick off, I'm afraid, for that one, to get to the Monaco Grand Prix. Omi hosting at 1 o'clock, the pre-show, and we will go green with lights out at 2 p.m. And then straight after, also at 2:25 over on JB Motorsports 2, we have the Italian F4 from Vallelunga, the 4th race of the day, coinciding with the Moto3 British Grand Prix, the wonderful TNT team taking you through that one as well. And then just after Monaco on the main JB Motorsports channel, the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. We're on air at 4:15, green flag at 5:45. Hopefully not too long a race, should be over by 9. Because then we have the NASCAR Cup race from Charlotte, the Coca-Cola 600. We're on air at 11, green flag 11:37.
And then you sleep.
Yeah, 4 a.m. Do you want to know something else?
Okay,
Up early
fine.
because of our coverage, hopefully, if we get it working, of Isle of Man.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yay! Don't
We're gonna have
stop.
fun.
Don't stop, can't stop. Ready now
1
for
minute
the
to the
final.
formation lap.
Well, 5 minutes late. Well, actually, 10-minute delay, isn't it, really, since we're on?
Well, yeah, we've been on for 10. Formation lap was set to begin at 40 past, but no, we're starting at 45 past. But yeah, 5-minute delays across both the sprint and the feature race as well. But let's hope this is entertaining. Let's hope this is exciting. Formula 2 action. If it can be like last year, then we're going to be in for quite something, let's just say.
Message from our colleagues at Silverstone for the MotoGP, by the way. The rain has started. So it's a wet day at Silverstone. Oh, I'm going to miss one of the best now at Moto2 and Moto3. Thanks to the other series. Well, that's what you get. 1 minute to the formation lap. Well, 15 seconds now coming through. That's the signal as they go through. Kushmaini won yesterday. Gabriel Mini and Luke Browning. Victor Martins, I think, was very much the lackluster to come through.
He, of course, got set into the wall, like Goethe, dive bombing as well. So that happened. At the same time, the formation lap is underway. But is it for the entire field?
Oh, it's Sebastian Montoya who has stalled on the line.
Again, second feature race in a row.
Well, this
Stalled
is
from
just...
second at Imola, if you remember.
Well, yeah, he did, didn't he? This is going to be a nightmare. So they're going to wheel him in and start from the back of the field. So Sebastian Montoya then will play no part in this race. Effectively, he'll be starting from the back of the grid. Let's check in there with what our pole sitter said, as we're trying to get LA's fixed, because apparently she's having trouble hearing us.
Well, that's disappointing.
Let's check in with the world feed.
For Sebastian Montoya, but there was no such drama for Alex Dunn, who was the Aramco pole sitter, took it by 3 thousandths of a second. Let's hear what he had to say after qualifying on Friday.
There's not really a whole lot you can do at Monaco. You just have to try and do your best and build a gap. I think because this track is so likely to have a safety car, you really just need to manage your situation the best. You know, it's very difficult to pit early because you're going to get stuff in traffic most likely, and realistically the people who are further back in the field aren't going to have the same pace as you, so you're probably just going to end up losing time. So you need to try and go as long as possible, but then if you do that you have the risk of a safety car. So it's very, very tricky, but I'm excited, and if we do get to start on pole, we're in the best seat in the house to make a good result possible.
Has won 2 of the 3 feature races so far, but this is a different beast, Alex. It's not just the race itself, it's not just strategy, it's the whole app.
So, Montoya wheeled back into the pit lane. His race will begin. From there, as the rest of them all get themselves into position, can Alex Dunn get the start? Can Victor Martins make it off the line? Victor Martins has had so many poor starts this season. He's had one of the worst lucks as well. Victor Martins will be trying to do it all to maintain that second place. He started second last year. He lost it immediately and bogged down all the way down to around 14th, 15th. So let's see whether he can do it here around Monaco. Let's see whether he can get the start that he wants and possibly even put some pressure on Mr. Pole sitter Alexander Dunn.
Hopefully, LA can hear us. She'll give us a thumbs up in the chat if that's the case. As Sebastian Montoya gets his Prema restarted, we can get this 1 hour F2 feature underway. A hole on the grid then where Montoya was supposed to be. Eyes will be ready to go down towards the first corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.5, go! Great start! Coming in from Victor Martins. He's going to go level with Alexander Dunn down towards turn 1. And Sander Von Dunn to the inside. And it's hit into the barrier. And this will be a red flag. The entire track is piled up just like in 2013. And that is an instant red flag. Alexander Dunn puts Victor Martins into the barrier. And the entire track is caught up. And into the lead goes Leonardo Forlaroli. Can you believe it's happened immediately, Omi?
One of the biggest crashes in F2 history ever. We've got a big pile-up when it was the Porsche Super Cup who caused that Imola. Now in Monaco, it is the Formula 2 Championship that have blocked the road. Dunn knew that he had to maintain the lead. Martins didn't want to give it up. They both went for it, and they both find themselves out of the race. Dramatic stuff as some of the drivers at the back try and recover and get going.
If they've kept they can refire the engine to have kept themselves out of trouble, they will be able to take the restart. But Alexander Dunn is out, Victor Martins is out, and there's one of the Tridents out as well. Kushmini's involved in that, so I believe is Gabriel Mini. I can see Mini stopped in front of me. Out of the race is Jose Maria Marte. He's hopping out of the car, but there must be suspension damage then or something wrong there. Out of the race, that's the 27. Looking from my angle at the top here, it could be down the audit. Is that Clan Shields? Can't tell from the angle. Forlaroli leads. They've gone through the sector points now, so that we will find out exactly how many made it through. But I think at least 13 cars involved in that right at the start. And the problem was it was directly at the front of the field. Nobody had a chance of avoiding that. 3 cars, I'm being told, have only made it through there, and the rest of the field have had all sorts of issues. There is Kushmani. So Forlaroli, Lindblad, Crawford, Durskin, Stanak, they've made it through. There, out of the race, is Richard for sure. Broken front left suspension. He's out of the race. 6 cars. Kushmani's in. Luke Browning's into the pit lane. So is Oli Goethe, so they've made it through. Rafael Villagomez and Sebastian Montoya, who started from the pit lane, he's made it back through. 10 cars. That is all that is left of this field. Out of the race, Alexander Dunn, Victor Martins, Richard Verschoor, Gabriel Mini, Rito Meata. Jose Maria Marti, Emil Cordial, Max Esterson, Clan Shield, Sammy Megatunov and John Bennett. Bogdanovic has got himself refired. He's going to try and get back to the pit lane. But that is, what, 12 cars involved at the start accident. Unbelievable.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Okay, well, they've just shown the Formula 3 transition. It's not Formula 3, it's Formula 2. And I think you know that by the time that we get down to turn 1 because of what happened. Okay, let's take a look at a replay. So Martin's around the outside. Dunn doesn't want to give it up. They both come to blows. They both go into the wall. Fornaroli avoids it. Rashore gets collected. And everyone has to stand on the brakes. Let's hear from Dunn.
The championship leader out. So Martin shuts the door on the inside. Dunn's gone for it. And it's just everybody had nowhere to go, shunting in behind. And yeah, unfortunately, we might actually have... Oh, I'm trying to see how many actually would be physically out of the race. Martins is out. Alexander Dunn is out. Out definitely goes the 6 of Richard for sure. I think Arvid Lindblad was so lucky there. Flying up at the top is one of the Tridents over the back of Martin. That's why Martin's out of the race. Clan Shields is out. Let's have a look from on board then with Victor Martins. So he gets a great getaway around the outside in towards turn 1 and then just leaves, well, arguably leaves Alexander Dunn no room, but neither of them wanted to give up that first corner. We've managed 26 seconds before the red flag comes out. 153 metres from pole position to turn 1. That's it. And they've already crashed on the entry to the first corner. Leonardo Fornaroli must think all his Christmases have come at once. He will now lead the restart, and it's up to the race director for another standing start. Browning actually bogged down, and he's made it through the melee. So Browning having a bad start sort of saved him. And he saw the drama. Did he? Yeah, he ran into the side of a couple of drivers actually. So there's still some bodywork damage on me. And LA's back with us as well on a crazy start. LA, what did you make of that mess?
Well, I'm having massive technical issues myself today, so I actually missed it all. But I'm watching the replays now via Sky. So it's like, oh my gosh, what the heck happened? That's not the way to start.
I couldn't get around it. I'm out.
Martin says he's out of the race, yeah. Don't worry, LA, you'll get a whole new restart. We're still going to do the entire 40 laps. So there we go. Dunn hits the side of Martins, and then everybody just shunts in behind. And yeah, LA, do you remember 2013 when we had exactly the same accident at the first corner, into the barrier, and then everyone just shunts in behind?
What was that, sorry?
I said, do you remember back in 2013 when we had a very similar accident at turn 1? They all jumped over back in GP2.
What, in Formula 1?
GP2
oh, GP2.
We had it, yeah.
No, GP2, no, I wasn't here actually. I was living in Canada right then, and I was working very hard at that time. I didn't watch it. I'll have to watch the replay.
It's very similar. Though I think that one was more dramatic, because back in those days, they just ran into the back of each other. This would have cars flying up everywhere. Right, so John Bennett's made it back to the pit lane. So involved and out of the... We've only got 12 cars left in the race, by the way. So out is Alexander Dunn, Victor Martins, Richard Verschoor, Gabriel Mini, Rito Miata, Jose Maria Marti, Emil Cordial, Max Esterson, Clan Shield and Sammy Megatunov. They are out immediately. Unbelievable. And we thought we were going to have a calm day. It looks like my little break that I was going to have is gone. So, while we are under the red flag, let's cross over to Chris McCarthy and Alex Brundle, and they'll have a little bit more news.
Out of the race, we know Richard Verschoor out. This would work very much in the favour to Luke Browning, who is only 3 points behind Alex Dunn. Leo Fornaroli is only 13 points behind Alex Dunn. Arvid Lindblad, as you mentioned, if there's not too much damage to his car, if it's repairable, then again, this works very well for him. He's 21 points back from Alex Dunn. Jack Crawford as well. He is 24 points back from the likes of Alex Dunn, leading the championship. A real shame for Pepe Marti, but he's out. And Victor Martins just doesn't seem to have any luck this season. And things going from bad to worse for him. There we look at Joshua Dirksen back in pit lane, and he's when he came in was P4.
So cars are stopped in the fast lane, as is the procedure here. The work that can be done to them, restricted to starting the engine and fitting cooling. You can change the air ducts to the front and rear brakes. You can change the radiators. You can change things for driver comfort. You can change the wheels and tyres, and repair of genuine accident damage, including the replacement of assemblies containing the damaged parts. So that's what may well be done frantically by teams here. Who want to try to get their car serviceable and ready to go back into the race. Victor Martins is furious there because he talks to ART.
Absolutely furious, and you can understand why. Got a great launch off the line, but his race came straight to an end at the first corner. Gabriele Mini there trying to get back going, but the steering wheel coming off suggests that's his race coming to an end. Amaury Cordil, his race is over as well.
There are a couple of problems when you sit there. You know, firstly, Formula 2 engines are not designed to just sit there at a standstill, even for 30, 40 seconds. So things start to overheat. They're made for going at racing speed around the racetrack. So you can easily just overheat the engine in the time that it literally takes to get the car back. You also can't, you know, continue on with considerable outside assistance. So several cars then being recovered. We'll get information to you as soon as we can about what is actually going to be the process moving forward. Now you can see a little bit of work now being done on the car of Ollie Gertherlund.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, we didn't even complete a sector, so teams just getting to work to just repair any minor damage to the cars, or any damage to the cars that may have been done here, and then we will go through the restart of this race. What's going to be going through the minds of some of the drivers here? We've seen the frustration of Victor Martins, because this is going to have big impacts on championship battles. But what about these drivers, Alex? You know, Lindblad came into pit lane second. How do they compose themselves? What's going to be going through their minds at this point? I mean, we've had a big incident on track. What's going to be going through their minds at this point?
I mean, not to lend too much brutality to the mindset of the racing driver, but yippee for the guys who've made it through. Obviously, they'll be checking to make sure that their peers are A-OK and not injured in the incident. But you know, for drivers like Fornaroli and Lindblad, they will simply be delighted that they made it through. Victor Martins with a great launch. It's actually...
Yeah, here's another look at it then, from the live angle that we get, Omi, and it's just everybody had nowhere to go, as we hear from Lindblad.
Yeah. I don't know what the these two idiots. Okay, copy. Yeah.
Yeah, but Arvin's got through it now in second position, and he was starting sixth on the grid, so yeah. Oh, he got so close. But, Omi, is that just the cataclysmic effect that we have him on a go?
Yeah. Of course, we had a big pile up here for the Super Cup in 2021, if we remember as well. They had a big pile up here. So, I mean, if a car gets, if we have a car sideways, it's just going to happen. It's just going to happen, unfortunately. And an absolutely big accident, unbelievable stuff to start the feature race.
And LA, you're now seeing it again from multiple angles. What's your take on this as well? Is it Alexander Dunn's fault or Victor Martins? I can't tell who left each other enough room.
There was absolutely no room, was there? I mean, who was that in P2 done? I think he just took him out. I think he just went into the side of him from what I can see on the replay.
Oh, my
but
God.
I'm more concerned about the
What a
back.
mess.
Yeah, go to say what a mess. Go on.
You know, at the back somebody flew over, and if you noticed, they went over a car, and I'm not quite sure who that was, and hopefully they're okay.
Couldn't work out. I think it's Max Esterson who flew over the back. Certainly it was over Marty. Marty was definitely the one who got rear wing damage. That's why he's out of the race. I couldn't quite tell from the angle which one it was, but I pronounced it could be Esterson. And then Victor's were furious down there.
Well, actually, it was the complete opposite, Jimmy. They were celebrating after seeing their driver get to the front. They were jumping up and down. Unbelievable. So they were so delighted with that one. But yeah, I mean, it's you have to feel. I feel like for both of you, you have to feel. It's Monaco, it's lap 1. It's everything. It really is everything. They both committed. no one wanted to give it up. And I feel like we might be even seeing the same thing in F1 later, if we see Charles Leclerc get a good start. It's literally everything, the race start. We need...
Martin's got an incredible start, didn't he? Sorry on
Yeah.
I mean, Martin's got a fantastic start.
Just launched it back. And he's back in the pit lane. Well, he's out of the race, but yeah. You'll be watching on. But yeah, he got an incredible launch from the dirty side of the grid. So that's, as you say, that's something to check out for Charles Leclerc down to turn 1, because if there's one thing we know, that Lando doesn't have the opportunity. Oh, hello.
Chat between Pepe Marti and Victor Martins then.
Victor Martin saying you think Alexander Dunn thinks he's Max Verstappen. Line of the season right there.
JB.
Hello, JT. How you doing?
Hello. I'm tired, but I'm good, and I'm ready for like 20 hours of commentating without any sleep.
Well, we hope we get it. If IndyCar ends at 9, we get a 90-minute nap before the NASCAR. That'll do me.
Yeah, hopefully. But FIA Formula 2 drivers.
Yeah.
This is a FIA Formula 2 race, not a banger race. You're not meant to follow each other into walls.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the event you were at yesterday, didn't you have an entire track blockage? That was very similar to what we just saw.
Yes, but the only difference is 22 cars compared to like 70.
That is true. That is, yeah.
Martin still isn't happy. He's kicking off in the pit lane.
Oh.
To anyone that'll listen.
I'm trying to think of an analogy of a maybe Kanye West as well. Who rattled anybody. Let's say for Gabriel Mini, he's out of the race.
Mate, I need to exit. I don't have any damage, mate.
Tell them that we are waiting for the race director order, that you are not out of the race, you don't have damage, you stopped for engine temperature.
Exactly, yes. Oh, mate, you don't believe this.
So, Gabriel Mini has no damage. He turned the engine off due to temperatures because the track was blocked. They've now pushed him behind one of the barriers on the run at Beau Rivage, but that is receiving outside assistance. So,
Yeah.
that would be out of the race in my book.
We had a black flag earlier on in Formula 3 as well
Yeah.
this weekend. That's it for Mini again.
We are going to race direction by foot because we want to complain about this.
I wait in the car, even though they're telling me to jump out.
Yeah, we're waiting in the car.
Oh, this is a mess.
Well,
He's still in the car.
And so's Rita Miata. Right, I thought, why is Miata there? Because he's got no visible damage to his car, and Vito Miata is still in his ART on the inside at Sandoval. Well, this is ludicrous. They should be allowed to restart this race. Well, we had another pile-up actually in 2014 down at the what was then the Lowe's hairpin, now Fairmont, and the drivers got pushed back to the pit lane almost the entire way by the marshals.
Where is Mini? And Massenet? Whereabouts has he stopped?
I think he's been pushed up to Massenet, you're right. So that's uphill. How did they manage to push him uphill?
Well, there's some scuff marks on the road there. There looks like to be some sand just on the track, just to the right-hand side of him.
I can't work. Right, Miati's on the inside barrier at Sandoval. So that's down the road to where Formula E went, towards JFK Avenue. So the marshals are now looking around to see what's going to be cleaned up. We haven't got even the 10-minute signal yet to restart this race. Well, there was no damage. That's the AIX of Clan Shields. He's out of the car. So the only two that could probably restart this race is Rita Miata and Gabriel Mini. They're only 15th and 16th on my timing monitor, which means we still lost 8 cars from that melee.
Was it one of the Tridents that went up and over? So I think it might be Esterson or Megatunic.
Oh, I didn't even think about Megatunic. He was awesome.
Yeah, it was one of the Tridents that went over in that moment as well. But yeah, we're waiting for the 10-minute signal, but to be fair, they've got a lot to sort out, or I don't think literally teams would probably go in front of the cars and not allow anyone to leave the pit lane at this rate. Like, I'll give you a Prema, Gabriele Mini, they'd be really, really annoyed as they want this sorted and they are furious as they're going on foot as they described.
There he is. There's Gabriel. Look, just at the exit of the barrier on the run up Beau Rivage. He's just there on the inside. Well, the Monaco Marshals, best in the world, are now crazy cars away.
I thought it was just next to that, the back end of the Café de Paris. I didn't know if it was just at the back end of that. But yeah, it's between Beau Rivage and Massenet, I think.
There's several cars here who've got no damage at all, who've been forced out of the race by receiving outside assistance. So, yeah, this could take a long time to clean up in terms of what the regulations are. The race was stopped 26 seconds in. The clock has stopped. So that means that effectively it's going to be a whole new start procedure with the race not even having sector 1. That's another factor as well. The race was stopped at turn 1. Nobody reached the first sector point, so the starting grid has then got to be changed again. And that's going to put... well, that's going to help Montoya, because if it's original start positions, Montoya, who started from the pit lane, is actually going to get put back into 5th position, despite being 10th on the road. So Montoya's got saved by this red flag.
Does that mean that the lap didn't exist? Does that mean that Mini could restart?
I would argue yes. I'd say they haven't... If Mini can complete the lap time and get back in, then yeah. And now, actually, they're having to remove the cars from the entry to turn 1. So they're now... This is going to take an awful long time to clean this up. I would not be surprised if we have a reduction to the F2 race as a result of this. And they've still got to do a mandatory pit stop, regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
And Mini's still in the car. Yeah, there's pit exit line, and there is... Let's hear from Gabriel.
No, I'm hidden. I'm playing hide and seek behind the barrier, basically.
Keeps his entertainment up, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, if we go back to Baku last year where we had the big crash, the start line crash between Marty and Maney, that was a reduced feature race. Still, of course, having to make the mandatory pit stop, all of that stuff, that still applies. They still have to do that, but that was reduced. So it was a very quick race, so it could be something similar for Formula 2 here at Monaco, but it might just be a full push going on for everyone across both stints then, which can make it a little bit more entertaining for us as well. Jack Crawford watching on, our winner from the sprint race 1 week ago at Imola.
Well, I'm going to go do something unorthodox, and we still got this delay coming in. I'm going to leave you with the world feed, and Omi, give me a...
Oh, I'm hidden. I'm playing hide and seek, sorry.
Hang on a minute, go on.
Behind the barrier. Sorry.
I'm going to go and, because I was hoping for the gap at 10, I'm going to go wash my hair.
I see where he is. I see where he is. I think he's just after Saint Devot. Just after the corner. That's where he is.
Find a safety car so I can unlap myself.
That's Bennett. Okay. Bennett's not down, though. He's not lapped down. He made it back to the pit lane, so...
He did. I can see him at the bottom of the timings now. Earlier on, he wasn't in that. He wasn't there. They've I don't know.
What is going on with race control today? They're giving Bennett a lap back, despite the fact that he's not last. What? Well, race control. I hope they can explain what's going on. This is where we need what we have in Formula E, where we have the race control audio. That's Montoya. If I was Seb, I would be saying...
He's out.
Yeah.
He's out and pushing me behind the safety car so I can unlap myself. Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be the reality of the situations. Oh, this is fun. What a strange day.
What a strange start to the day.
Yeah, they've pushed Bennett in front of the safety car. What?
Yeah, so he can unlap himself.
How do you unlap yourself when you haven't actually done even a racing lap? Did he not start the race? Was he in the pit lane to begin with? And that's why they've pushed him to the front? I don't remember.
He looked to be out at one point.
Yeah.
When I looked at the timings, he looked to be out, but then I don't know, he's just reappeared from somewhere.
Oh, the melee of this mess. Tell you what, they've got to have to reduce this, because they've then also... The reason what is going on right now, they're removing the cars from the flatbed trucks, is because if they didn't, it'll delay the entire race weekend, because they've then got to go just off. Here's Gabriel Mini, still there.
They're telling me to jump out again. It just told us to jump out. What do I do?
Stay in until we get confirmation
He's
from
out!
resurrection.
But he's getting out of the car now. Gabriel Mini is out of the race. Now that's the wrong decision, but it would be because he received outside assistance. Oh.
There's still the Porsche race to run, by the way, so they may reduce this race with the time because there's still races to obviously happen at Monaco between Formula 2 and the Formula 1 starting.
I'd say we're looking at maybe a half an hour feature out of the top of this. That'd certainly be my call.
Yeah. However, I would say Porsche Supercar gets going at 10:55, so there's still a long way to go.
Is that what? Yeah, I think we're all good with that.
They might reduce it anyway, but there isn't actually like a proper need to do it because we've got the Supercar starts at 10:55, so we've still got just under 2 hours.
Let's take a look then at the. I just actually can't see because I'm with the monitor. Let's take a look at the timetable for today. To be fair, if we were having a red flag across any race, this is probably the best one to do it, as I believe JT has now started. The British. Well, I don't know if he has or not. Is JT here? Is he still here? JT, are you here? No.
Why would I start touring cars? It doesn't start for another 8 minutes.
I thought it started at 9:10.
20 past.
Oh. I'll leave that to you then. Just, by the way, just like to prove that JT, I was able to produce that yesterday, and me and Naomi did perfectly, thank you. But we still need a third device. That's why you came. Your laptop came in very handy, actually. Do you know they cancelled the final race of the day?
Did they?
There was supposed to be a Porsche race after the touring car quali, and they cancelled it. It got moved. So me and Naomi were like, we ended the F1. I was like, oh, there was nothing on air. We thought, oh, has the radio died? I looked back, and then they signed off. And they changed the timetable. Hang on, is Rito Miata going to get back into this race? No, he's getting out of the car. Good. I was going to say, you can't, if Gabriel Mini is out, you're out. There's no ifs, no buts in this series, I'm afraid.
A quick look at the 2013 GP2 that you mentioned, JB, and a couple of familiar names actually were there over that weekend. Sam Bird won one of the races, Formula E driver, and Mitch Evans was on the podium as well. And Stefano Coletti won the second race. Back in those days, which way round were those races? Was it as it is today? Or was it the opposite way round as it's been for years?
Yeah, opposite way round. It was actually feature on the Friday, sprint on the Saturday back then.
Ah, okay.
For the Monaco races. And then everything moved back. Order for the restart. 1, 9. Montoya will start second. He stalled on the grid, started from the pit lane, has redone to 10th, but because of all the melee, he'll actually restart second. So it's going to be Forlaroli, Montoya, then coming in for Lindblad, then Crawford, then Browning, then it will be the 12 of Kushmaini, the 20 of Joshua Durskin, the 5 of Ollie Goethe, the 2 of Roman Stanak, the 16... Well, that can't be right, can it? Yeah, because that's Emil Cordial, but he's out of the race. The 8 of Dino Boganovic, the 21 of Clan Shields, but he's out, 22... And look, they're furious. They're going to the race control. That's where the race control building is going to be at the back there. That's the comfort break area. But that order makes no sense because half the field are not in that race. According to my monitor, 4 cars in that order are out of the race. Montoya starts second. Well,
that's just the F2A.
I'm very glad LA's joined the team here because finally somebody can remember Juan Pablo Montoya And LA, this is some luck that his father had in previous years as well. You know, I remember Spa stalled on the grid, and then the red flag came out and restarted in a better position.
Yeah, Montoya looked out quite a few times. He was actually a really underrated driver, Montoya, and he had quite a lot of bad luck. It was really sad. It was in the days when the F1 cars weren't incredibly reliable, even in the toppest of teams, and his Williams wasn't the best car at the time, even though he inherited it from, you know, a couple of world championships. But I liked JP. I thought he was an amazing driver. He didn't achieve what he potentially should and could have achieved. And I'm quite friendly with him now, and he always has a bit of a hello for me. Even if he's grumpy, he still says hello.
He's such a lovely bloke, isn't he, Juan Pablo?
He's scary. He's scary.
Oh, yeah.
When he's in a not great mood, he's a bit scary. But I still say hello. It's no problem for me.
Always a controversial man, wasn't he, around it? Right, this is what happened then at the start of the race. Alexander Dunn starting on pole position with Victor Martins alongside him. Down to turn one. Martins got a great launch around the outside, starting from second into turn one. He turns in. Alexander Dunn losing the lead, did not back out. They made contact. Both went into the barrier. Dunn came back across the circuit and collected at least 9 cars, which blocked the track. The red flag came out immediately. 12 cars left in the race, and the restart order is going to be the 1, the 9, the 4, the 11, the 7, the 12, the 20, the 5, the 2, the 16, the 8, the 21, the 22, the 24, and the 25. But half that doesn't even exist in this one as well. Rafael Villagomez is starting at the back.
Sorry,
Go on, LA.
Sorry, JB. If they didn't reach, you know, the first line, why are they not just restarting in the original starting order? I'm not quite understanding.
Race will resume at 10:28, so that's in 10 minutes' time exactly. I have no idea why they're not restarting in that order. Because of doing that, we should have to go back to the grid order. So why Montoya jumps back ahead, I have no idea. Breakfast time. Some custard tarts, some watermelon, and I don't know what that is. Oh, it looks like a plum. Maybe a peach. Fruit salad breakfast is always nice. Look how choppy the water is with the wash. And look at that boat. That's a stellar boat. My goodness me, what is that? It looks it's like one of those Bond boats that you see come through. 9 cars out, yes, 9 cars out. Bogdanovic and Bennett also made it back to the pit lane. Clanton Shields is in the pit lane, by the way. So we think he might restart this race. Here's Swemen Stanek.
So for the restart, they are going back to the grid order, but without the cars that have retired.
So that's our explanation. So they have gone back to the starting grid, but they've moved out the cars that aren't in that order. So this is going to get complicated as we wait for the restart procedure. Let's check in then with the world feed.
And then they can be, you know, realistically, for a lot of those drivers, at no fault. And then to be sent round again, and they could join the restart. But the rules are as they are, which is that those drivers cannot continue in the race. And as such, we have a massively smaller field that will take the flag.
Yeah, precisely that. We get ready to see them on track, and some big victims have been taken, not to mention our championship leader Alex Dunn is out of the race, and Richard Verschoor is also out of the race. So 2 of the top 5 in the championship will not take this restart. Sebastian Montoya, after what happened to him on the start-finish line, stalling on the grid, and he was pushed back into pit lane. He thought he would be facing an uphill battle here at Monaco this morning. And now he finds himself second in the queue behind Leo Fornaroli, and with a chance to possibly go and win on Grand Prix Sunday at Monaco, Alex.
Great opportunity for Dino Vaganovic. He's jumped across onto this softer compound tyre that he originally aimed to start on. Interesting to see what they do now in terms of strategy. Let's have a look at that start again.
Yeah.
Victor Martins on the outside, getting the better run. Watch Fornaroli here. This is great. Looks to the inside of Dunn. Watch him hover there and just watch it play out in front of him. Slip inside the action on the outside, and then of course the issues ensue. So I think it might be Esterson actually who's pitched into all of the two Tridents. We've got Megatuna restarting at the rear of the field. But yeah, Fornaroli really canny racing. It was not a strong start at all, was it, for Arvid Lindblad, who ends up under pressure from Mini. And actually, it's the slower start from Lindblad that puts Mini in trouble there as they head down towards turn 1.
Yeah, there we can see Mini in the pink Alpine, and sort of has to go wide and then go straight into the side of Alex Miata. Nowhere to go, and that was the same for Pepe Marti, the Red Bull Junior. Here we see them come up side by side into the corner, and that was the end of the race for Alex Dunn, Victor Martins, and many more. It was the Trident there. Wow.
That's the problem when the car climbs over the rear wing like that. So difficult to then repair the car. And it'll be interesting to see what the stewards do about that. I think there will be a discussion about that. Well, there certainly will be after the race with regards to how that incident played out, especially given that it's taken, you know, heavily delayed the race, taken a lot of the field out of the race. Really impressive launch from Martins. And he's looking over into his right-hand mirror there, thinks he owns the racetrack, turned in, pitched into the wall. That's then a big hit. You can see Richard Bashaw try and recover. We're going to have a rolling start procedure for the restart here. The race will restart behind the safety car, and then we'll give you a feel for what happens next.
Yeah, I think the best decision. We will go behind the safety car. And that was the moment Leo Fornaroli saw a clear track in front, and Luke Browning, not a good start, but this actually worked in his favour eventually.
He managed to miss it. What is it about the original start that makes you think the rolling start might be a good idea, Chris? I'm interested.
I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah. Well, rather ended up in a pile down towards turn 1. Marty, unhappy, and a bit of a discussion with Victor Martins there. Spirited discussion. I don't think it was about what either of them had done to each other. They were a long way away on the grid, but I think just, you know, You've delayed the whole field. How did that play out was probably the topic of that one. Yeah, and Martin's drawing some conclusions to the higher tier of motorsport with regards to his competitor.
Yeah, and simply nowhere to go for most of the field. For sure, felt the brunt of it first, and front left suspension collapsing on him due to the damage. Mini got through, Kushmaini got through, you can see there, he managed to just find his way through unscathed, and Pepe Marti, he is absolutely furious.
He's still miffed, isn't he? Still miffed down there. Oh well, it's the nature of racing these cars around this circuit. You know, they're wider and wider, they're heavier and heavier. There's a lot of mass going very fast to get through those first couple of corners, and that sometimes is the result.
Well, I'm sure it's one of those things, Alex, when you have an incident, you're involved in an incident. That one, obviously we don't really see ones like that too often, but you must get back to pit lane and just play it over and over in your head and wonder, what could I have done differently? How could I have been avoided it? Even if you weren't directly involved, it must just go round in your head, and I think that.
Sadly, that's the case. Race will restart behind the safety car then. How long was that then? I don't think that was long at all, was it?
It felt long though.
Oh, thanks. One advantage I have is that my hair dries incredibly quickly. So that's an advantage. But anyway, we're going to restart. I think that was less than 5 minutes. That's credit, come on. 5 minutes.
So apparently Montoya was pushed back to the pit lane And so marshals had touched his car, so that cannot be the reason why Mini isn't allowed to restart.
Ah. So, what is... Well, there's the president of F2 and F3 talking to the safety car team with Bert Miranda behind the wheel with Leonardo Forlorn in second. So the race will start behind the safety car. Now what this means is because of the red flag that came out, this is going to be a whole new race. The first part is not declared the race. We've restarted, so this will be a 42-lap race as now John Bennett will leave the pit lane to regain the lap he effectively lost earlier on in the day. But this is still, it's confusing how that happened because he didn't actually lose a lap. I can't work out why they're sending him out and why the computer's thinking he's a lap down, but he's not actually a lap down because nobody can, everyone did turn one and then came straight back into the pit lane and he did exactly the same thing. So why they're putting him back, I don't know. We haven't lost a lap.
Did he stop on track? He was right at the very back.
Yeah.
Did he get through? He get through?
He got through in the end, yeah. He refired the car, so he's done the same distance as everybody else. So why race control are putting him forward, I have absolutely no idea.
Here he goes.
The thing is, though, how did Sebastian Montoya get out of that? Because Montoya started from the pit lane, but the red flag came out before he would have been released from the pit lane. So how come Montoya doesn't need to get a lap back? It's all very confusing, this race.
A little bit, just a little bit. And it just showed Marty absolutely furious down in the pit lane.
Wild stuff down there in the Formula 2 pit lane. Let's get to the wildness out there on the circuit though again, shall we?
Let's do it. Go on, John Bennett. Quali lap.
Oh, they're going to do this. So this will be the start of the race, like we saw on the F1 sprint in Miami. They will leave the pit lane and the race will begin behind the safety car. It's going to be a 34-minute race. We're not going to have 42 laps. We'll wait to see what it's going to be. But at the exit of the pit lane, lap 1 will begin. And the F2 feature race is go. Behind the safety car, the race resumes and officially starts. It'll be classified lap 2. And the slippery surface flags out down at Saint Devot. It will not be a standing start. It's going to be a rolling start behind the safety car. So as soon as that peels in, we will be racing again. It is Leonardo Forloroli, Sebastian Montoya, Arvid Lindblad, Jack Crawford, Luke Browning, Kush Miney, Joshua Durskin, Ollie Goethe, Roman Stanek, Dino Boganovic, Clan Shields, John Bennett and Rafaela Villagomez. That is the 13 cars officially in this race. 14 down are out of the running. So that's just a little bit even more confusing to see what's going to happen next. But this is the opening lap of the race.
Yep. They're all navigating their way through. Lots of room around the circuit now to get some gaps, get those tyres warmed up. But yes, they've still decided to reduce the feature race, even though we've still got about an hour and 20 minutes till the Porsches as well. So yeah, they've still decided to go ahead with that like they did in Baku as well. So they're just going to give these guys a shorter feature race, which is going to be exciting for us though, because it's going to be full push on both sides of their stint. And they still have to, of course, come in for their mandatory pit stop.
No tyre saving, which is going to be great for us. They want to do one more lap behind the safety car. The field's not bunched up enough. So we're going to do another lap. I think race control is still arguing about what the new distance is in terms of laps. We've got the time, but I don't know if that means we're going to do a timed race rather than a lap race. It's quite a shame, actually. I was looking forward to 42 laps. Lap 3, though.
42 laps that were extraordinary last year, if you remember.
Yeah.
With Sullivan rolling the dice. And the timing of that was absolutely unbelievable to get into the front, to get into the win. Isaac Hadjar was disappointed that day. But yeah, absolutely extraordinary stuff 1 year ago. Let's see what we're going to get this year. We've already had a big moment, a major moment. Now let's see in terms of, are we going to get any other moments throughout this race, but hopefully some great overtaking if anyone's able to find a way by.
Green flags has gone off our timing monitor. I don't know what all that's about. It seems like the systems are crashing themselves on our timing boards. Wonderful drone cam coming through Casino Square. Go on.
What's happening with Doug?
Oh, he's out of the race. He was crashed earlier on, yeah.
Okay. Of course, yeah. Sorry, apologies. Of course he did.
So,
I was just reading the messages coming through. They're running slowly. I was like, what? How's he restarted?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. How many have we got left? 15 cars left in the race. So Villa Gomez is back in. So out is officially done. Martin's for sure. Mini, Mayata, Martin, Esterson. So 7 cars were out of that one. Rolling start. Safety cars in this lap. See the light panels flashing with the green square and the RS boards. They've changed that to green, by the way, because a few of the drivers and even some of the teams complained because the red squares with the SS flashing got a bit of negative connotation, and anybody who knows history can kind of understand why. So the FIA have changed that message when we have standing start procedures. So Leonardo Forloroli will lead Sebastian Montoya and Arvid Lindblad through to the restart. Safety cars in the pit lane. Rolling start in Monaco. We're not sure how long this race is going to be, but they're exiting the Anthony Noakes down over the line, and we are racing in Monte Carlo for the F2 feature race down towards turn number 1. Forloroli leads. No one's going for a move straight away. Arguing that, actually, Kushmani under attack from Joshua Durskin. Marnie gets a poor exit. Durskin's got the great run up Beaurivage. He can't think of a way through just yet, but there's an opportunity in every part of this circuit to lunge and get through, and it is now officially a timed race only.
Yeah, no laps to come into play. It's a timed race as well. 30 minutes, half an hour of Formula 2 action. Fornaroli, Montoya, and also Arvid Lindblad, the top 3 making their way through, and they've got a decent gap to Crawford, and then we further back also see Luke Browning leading this train down through the hairpin.
So the problem is as well, with only having 15 cars running, it's actually going to be quite detrimental to the tyre degradation and the tyre evolution of this space. As Obi said earlier, they're going to split up a lot more. Crawford's under attack now as well. Meantime, mainly looking on the inside line to try and have a go at Luke Browning. Nothing there. And Dirt's can try to pass Maney as well. So good restart there. But let's just see what we're actually going to have once this race settles down. We've still got to make the mandatory pit stop as we fly through the swimming pool chicane. And in we go once more. All safely through. Down. Oh, contact! Big one! Dunskin's in the wall! Out of the race goes Joshua Dunskin. Whacks the barrier, coming into Raskas. Looking not to take care of Kushmini. And that might need to be a virtual safety car only in that position out there on the circuit. They should be able to pull him behind where the media barrier is. And LA, you've been there. He's just gone off Raskas, but the media walking to where the pen is just there. They should be able to pull him back.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's a very tight corner, very tiny. It's actually a lot smaller than what it looks on the TV as well.
I don't know how Manny managed to avoid that, Omi, but that was slap bang, double yellows out. Yeah, look, that's perfect. Just needs a virtual safety car and you're fine.
Yeah, Josh Dirksen once again is going to find himself out. He's had a dreadful weekend here in Monaco after what happened in the sprint race. But we are really starting to see it all unfold excitedly at the front of the field. The virtual safety car is deployed, and that means Fornaroli, Montoya and Lindblad, the 3 that are really attacking at the front, will get to take a deep breath. Now the virtual safety car is very critical, of course. The restart to the virtual safety car, the reacting to it, is everything. If Montoya can time this right, wherever it does come in, it could be vital in Montoya getting past. It's really, really, I'd say at Monaco, I'd argue that it's even more, you've got a better chance to pass even more than a safety car with a virtual, just due to different reacting times.
It's very rare to see an accident like that done at Raskas these days, ever since they reprofiled it. It was a very old style crash he had. Let's take another look at it, Omi. It's just, oh, this is actually on the restart when he tried to pass Kushmini.
Yep. So he tries to get the power down here. He's going to try pull alongside. Oh, a little bit of contact there from front wing to rear tyre of Miney, but the contact will come later on in the lap. So Dirksen is going to then try pull out, but he's going to... So Miney brakes, Dirksen's a little bit too late, and then of course he tries to avoid. He hits the back of Miney on the way in, hits the wall then on also the right-hand side, and finds himself straight into the barrier then, and that was the moment where his race came to a close.
That could have been a little bit worse as well, actually, because he just managed to hit the brakes and he hit it at the right angle, came across the inside, but he was going for the gap. It's been noted by the stewards. Yeah, that's not the place you want to hit either. The tempo barriers do well.
Miney's lucky he didn't get a rear right puncture there.
Yeah, actually, how did he not? That's twice that rear tyre got hit on that same front rear end brake and it didn't get a puncture. I want Kush Miney's rear tyre as a bulletproof vest. We're coming to the restart, and this is where Montoya can catch him. Montoya's going to get it. Go! Ready now! Mid-corner! Perfect exit for Montoya! And for the road, it's been caught out just a little bit down towards the back. Montoya knew that was coming. So
yeah, I mean, it would have been a bit more ideal if it was down the start-finish straight or a little bit more further down in the tunnel. It was mainly he needed it in a straight line, but it was when they were both accelerating through the corners, so it wouldn't have been enough for Seb Montoya. So he's lost that opportunity, but Lindblad's going to be in there as well. So they've all maintained order just due to the point where it restarted, but now we are back to racing and with DRS for Montoya, which is basically the equivalent of nothing around this circuit, the DRS.
20 years as well. I'm trying to have a look at that before I double-check. Because I always thought it was Montoya, but then I keep thinking it was Raikkonen. Yeah, it was Raikkonen. But Montoya has won here in Monte Carlo. I think it was 2003, because 2004 was won by... I think that was Coulthard. So when did imagine Montoya get that race win? Trying to find that in his racing stats is ridiculous because he doesn't actually have any racing stats. I'm going to guess 2003 Monaco. Held in June and won by Montoya, yes. I always forget because Raikkonen won in 05.
2003.
Yeah. So, Montoya Senior won here 22 years ago. My God, that seems like 5 minutes. Raikkonen won here 20 years ago.
I'm going to have to take a look. Sorry, Jimmy. I'm going to have to take a look at Fornaroli, to be fair. In terms of... I need to see how many times he's even won in single-seaters. I know he's won once before, but this might be his second time ever winning in single-seaters because he wins titles without winning races.
Yeah, that's completely bizarre. He keeps doing that. Montoya's going to be on the track. Here comes Ollie Goethe for his first scheduled stop. Now, this is a wise idea. Get off the Ultras. Go on to start to 23 minutes. You can easily manage it for the race. This is going to be a complete gamble from everybody today. Right, thanks to the lateness, and this race was supposed to end by now, I need to go start the warm-up 10 minutes. So, down to you, Emmy.
Thank you very much. JB, Leonardo Fornaroli, also we were just discussing about him. He's the longest active scoring streak right now in Formula 2 at 7 races, so he's doing quite well as well. And we've had 15 Formula 2 races in Monte Carlo before, and we've had 8 of them being won from pole position yesterday. It became 16 from 9. But Montoya just following closely. 5/10 is the gap at this stage. But LA, kind of like we saw yesterday with Mini and Maney at the race start for the first half of the race, overtaking is just so tricky, even if you have the pace.
Yeah, it's Monaco. It's very, very difficult to overtake. These guys are in pretty much equally matched cars. Of course, the teams do tweak those cars a little bit, and of course, tyre wear makes a massive difference as well. But yeah, in equally matched cars, it's very, very difficult. But this is what's exciting about Formula 2, because then this is when it comes down to drivers and the drivers' skills. So there can be overtaking at Monaco, and let's see if any overtaking happens on track.
Yeah, Behrman with a brilliant overtake on Antonelli last year with the switchback. Those two went for it. Antonelli got past Colapinto as well. Drew Anthony knows last year. So last year's feature race was one of the best we've ever had. Dino Beganovic in the pit lane along with Sami Megatuniv. John Bennett is in as well. So they're doing their mandatory pit stops at this stage. Goethe has already done his. So it'll be interesting to see where Goethe's going to rejoin in comparison. but decent stop by Trident. Of course, one man to a wheel. It's going to be tight between Megatunif and Bennett. Bennett's just going to get it, but yes, Formula 2 pit stops a lot more slower compared to Formula 1, as it's one person to a wheel in this category.
And you were mentioning a little bit earlier about Fionaroli and his single-seater wins. He's actually got one, I think I can see one single-seater win there at Misano in Italian F4, and I think that might be it, just one win for him in the Iron Links.
Yeah, absolutely. So this would be his only only his second one. That's absolutely extraordinary. I mean, he won the rookie title in Freca by just winning, by not winning any races. He did the same thing last year in Formula 3, and now he might do the same thing in Formula 2, who knows, but he's on his way to win, as John Bennett's on the radio. I mean, I'd assume Van Amersfoort, we couldn't hear with that one, but I assume Van Amersfoort were quite happy with that one, being able to just get ahead of Sammy Megatunif. Back to the battle between our top three. Do you think maybe someone like Lindblad Montoya could go for a little undercut or a bit of a different strategy to try jump Fornaroli?
Yeah, I think they might risk it for a biscuit depending on their tyre wear. Lindblad is definitely hungry for this win for sure, and of course it would be nice for Montoya to get a win as well here at Monaco.
Yeah, Montoya of course in the feature race last time out, having the stall on the grid when he started in second position. Today he did stall on the grid once again, but he's got the chance. He now finds himself in that second position, and he's promoted himself up with all of the other contenders fighting themselves out. So he's got a chance, and he's been saved once again as we make our way through the Nouvelle chicane and down towards Tabak. But immense pressure for these young drivers on Leonardo Fornaroli at this stage. Even if Montoya is just within striking range, you've got Lindblad there as well. So much pressure, and these drivers have to be absolutely perfect to not make a mistake, which is why we see Montoya and Lindblad stick to the back to continue applying the pressure to hope for an error.
So let's see how quickly this race is going to go. Thank you very much.
Are you back?
I'm back. Hello.
I'm back.
Nice. Megan's in control of that.
Hello, back. I'm Josh.
How's touring cars, JT?
First race of the day, red flag with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go due to a Mini being in the middle.
Getting an overtake. We're getting an overtake. Sorry to disrupt.
Clan Shield's getting Clan Shielded. Through goes Boganovic and Megatunif as well. So that was... oh, actually, this might be a problem for Clan Shields, how slow he's going to this windfall section as well. This is unbelievably slow. He's fighting for grip. He's got nothing in that car. Now, he was involved in that contact. Oh, he's locked up! He's locked up! Now, he was involved in that red flag, so I wonder if he's got some lingering damage coming through. Anyway, as Fornaroli still leads. Back to you, JT. What happened to the Mini? He mutes himself.
Got me.
Right, we'll get back to him later then. To come through.
Lost him. He's not back. He's not back at all. We lost him.
Oh, no. Probably had to rush up.
Isn't it quite, going back to Fionaroli, isn't it quite extraordinary that he was the F3 champion last year and didn't win a race?
Yeah, completely extraordinary. Absolutely brilliant to be able to do it. So talented. And I'm really happy that he was able to get that title. But, you know, I think he wants to experience a second career win as well in single-seaters. This was some of the action. Heading down to the braking zone, and Shields losing the positions. And Megatunif said thank you very much to that one. Miney just ahead of Roman Stanek at this stage, the driver who made a dive bomb at the hairpin yesterday as he tried to make a move on Pepe Marti that ended in contact. Lots of overtakes, lots of battling. JB ended in contact yesterday. Lots of dive bombs that were attempted by drivers.
Yeah, it was pretty much a messy manoeuvre, wasn't it, around this place? Trying to get a large F2 cars around the smallest circuit on the calendar. We may as well just bring the F2 cars to Macau at this point and see how they get through.
Oh god, we're going to be... I'm going to be filling in then another 1 hour red flag due to them all having a pile-up at turn 6 on this power.
That's true, yeah. Well, we're doing all of Macau this year, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, to be fair, we did all of Macau last year to some degree. A little bit.
We did the... What did we do? We did the GTs and the F4s.
We were going to do the
bikes as well.
but they got cancelled.
Yeah, sadly. As Roman Starrick's under pressure from Emil Cordial. That's never a nice feeling when Cordial is faster than you. I don't really... It's hard. Sometimes he's great, but sometimes not so great. I just remember Baku a couple of years ago when he launched it down in towards turn 1 and delayed the F1 session. He managed to delay Formula 1. That's how much of an impact he had. It delayed the non-negotiable TV schedules.
Not saying a word.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can just go on these
Oh
rounds.
dear, there's actually some gaps forming now. It's getting people are getting out of each other's DRS, and some people are managing to get away from each other in this. There's no longer a train there. I think Luke Browning is managing to get a little bit ahead of Kushmini now, isn't he? I think he's just out of his DRS. Roman Stanek's a few seconds behind now, but of course you've got Cordeal climbing all over him.
Browning's going to box as well, so maybe that's why he's trying to get a little bit of a gap, but he's 12 back to Crawford. 8.8 seconds between Crawford and Browning on the interval. But yeah, so they're going to box now. They've still got to do these mandatory stops, even though it's a timed, reduced race, which just makes it even crazier for an F3. Famous Fernando is faster than you. Oh yeah, that was another one. I remember that one. Back here in Germany in 2010. I still can't believe Ferrari belatedly did that twice in that season. They did it earlier on in I can't remember if it was Malaysia or Spain. It was one of the two.
You can't believe it, did you say? I mean, how long have you been watching F1, JB? You can't believe that Ferrari were pulling stunts like that.
Nobody says 1960. Well, it was just... every team does team orders, but it was how blatantly they did it at a time when you weren't allowed to be blatant after they got caught for it last time, in 2002. Let's hear from Browning. He didn't box.
Okay, Luke, we have threat of undercut. We should have boxed.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, actually. He didn't come into the pit lane. Actually, it might work out for him. Yellow flag's out. If this is a safety car, this might be brilliant for Luke Browning in terms of strategy. He's undercut threat now as he heads down to the braking zone. Where is said yellow? Who has caused it? Well, there! It's that big one. That's at the Casino Square. Virtual safety car is back out, but that might have to be a red flag because he's gone right under the Tech Pro. And the back barrier is actually damaged as well. So that might be race over. It's virtual safety car at the moment. I would not be surprised if we go red flag. Well, disadvantage actually. It's not really disadvantage, but I was translating all that from the French commentator trackside.
No, even though we're getting the yellow flag on the timings, it's not showing Bogdanovic dropping down the order.
No,
it is on the television. It is on Sky Sports, but on our timing screen, it is not showing him drop down the order.
It stayed perfectly in place. Has he done? Now it's
And he got the fastest lap, I think. Did he get the fastest lap as well at that point?
1:22.813. Yes, he did. Yeah.
He zoomed into the barrier.
I remember.
Right, so
go on.
Yeah, I just looked at the schedule to see if there was anything else. They're doing Formula 1 Pirelli hot laps in between this and the Forza Supercar, which is of course why this race is going to be sacrificed for some Pirelli hot laps.
Yeah,
of course.
Got to get those celebrities, in the cars.
Yeah.
It was over 15 Gs because the medal car is there.
Oh, he lost it there just on the turn. Oh,
He's
way too fast. Yeah, way too fast.
He's damaged the Tech Pro. This will be red flag. I can see this coming now.
Oh yeah, and that's why we couldn't hold a full 1 hour race. We had the time to do so before Porsches, but because there's Pirelli hot laps, that will take priority.
They could just do that later on.
Somebody's been caught speeding in pit lane. I couldn't see who it was. My screen pixelated.
I think it was Sammy. Safety car, full safety car. Well done, race control. We could work that out. Jack Crawford, Luke Browning, Kushmani dive into the pit lane. But, oh, this is terrible news. The safety car's come out, but it's the top 3 have had to go through. They are really going to be hoping for a red flag now. Because now, Forlaroli, Montoya and Lindblad are going to be at a massive disadvantage. It's advantage for Jack Crawford in this race. And they've caught the safety car. Oh, well, this is going to be fun. Hang on,
rolling the dice again at Monaco.
There's the safety car. The safety car's at the end of the pit lane. It hasn't left.
Oh.
Oh, don't say release! Yeah, look, the safety car's moved. The safety car's at the end of the pit lane. It hasn't moved. So the safety car's out, but it's not out. What?
Where is it? Can you see it?
Because it's waiting for the leader.
But that was called when the leader was in the last corner. It should have been released. Why hasn't it? So follow anyone. No, look, what with the safety car now? So which one's in the pit lane? Safety car B?
That's not safety car.
That's not usually held at the end of the pit lane, is it? That's usually in the FIA garage. So there's 2 safety cars at pit exit. There's the actual safety car, and it has been picked up by Follow Montoya and Lindblad, who are now going to have to box this lap, but lose an awful lot amount of time to Jack Crawford. They're going to be hoping that the safety car goes a bit faster.
Was it the safety car? Was it the medical car?
Definitely a safety car, but I think it must be safety car B or something. Oh, right, Follow Radio.
Safety car.
Unbelievable. They just wait for the top 3 to go by and then put the safety. So Crawford took it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you on that, Leonardo. That was a stupid manoeuvre. But now in they come, the top 3. And it's a real opportunity now to get out quickly. Prema are going to be hoping for the pit stop of their life to get out of Leonardo Foloroli. Oh, wait, yeah, go. Poor stop. And, yeah, well, Prema's lost out now. Big time with Lindblad. Foloroli's going to get out just ahead. Yes. Oh, he nearly hits the medical car.
Oh, really close.
So on one side the medical car, one car the safety car, and Jack Crawford leads in Monaco. The race control have no idea what they are doing today, and I must just point out the only reason that this has changed is because this event is not run strictly by the FIA, it's run by the Royal Automobile Club Monaco.
How is that fair?
For me, it's not fair. They just left the top 3 pass and then...
No, it's not fair. It's not fair.
It's okay. Calm it down.
Yeah, and that's because the FIA, yes, they do run this event, but very much on a back step. It is the Royal Automobile Club de Monaco that are in control of this event. So it's slightly different
That
rules.
medical car is in a terrible place.
Yeah, they need to move that quick. I can't understand why it's not red flag, though. That barrier is damaged. We know it's going to be a red flag. We can see it coming. Oh, and Megatunif, it was him, and he has got now a 5-second time penalty for speeding under the pit lane. Oh my God. So Crawford...
He's quite close to the back anyway.
Yeah,
Won't make a difference.
Clan Shields is jumping for joy. He might get 12th. This is the weirdest race. Right, this is Follow early in the pit lane. Watch the medical car, look. That's parked, by the way. He's revving the engine, drops it, rear slides out. Look how close he's going to get to that medical car. Oh. Yeah, and there's the other safety car. So that medical car, I don't know why it's the exit there. JT said that it was 15G impact, and that's why we had that. Yeah, look at that. It's a red flag situation. How it's not a red flag this, I have no idea whatsoever.
Maybe they're doing their usual, wasting time, let the clock run out a little bit, and then what they can do is easily say, race will not be resumed. Haha.
This is the strangest F2. I'll tell you what, LA, you've made an interesting debut choice.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm regretting my decision or not. No, I'm joking. I'm absolutely joking. You know, it's Monaco, and it's probably the best weekend to do this on because next week at Spain, I don't know, might be a little bit of a yawn fest. But yeah, it's quite exciting.
So the this race is supposed to be over by now, by the way, and we've now just finished the MotoGP 10-minute warm-up.
I'm just watching John Bennett there in P11, and you know, if they do happen to get away from this safety car, I'm kind of hoping he'll get a point.
Yeah.
But coming up through GB3 last year.
I sadly think Omi's right, and oh, for God's sake, a bit of amateur hour this weekend in the afternoon. Red flags out, race is stopped, and the race will not be resumed. Jack Crawford wins the feature race at Monaco. I have no idea why that wasn't done immediately. It was evident that we were going to have a red flag. Evident. So
yeah, the other drivers will probably be quite frustrated that there wasn't one thrown straight away.
Now, there is an argument here that the race goes back to the last complete lap. So would Leonardo Forlaroli be the victor? This is going to take a lot. Jack Crawford, on the radio, he said, well, we might be in a bit of an undercut situation here. We're at risk. The safety car came at the right time. The red flags come at the right time. He is the winner at Monaco. 2 red flags in a feature race. The time's going to run out, and the race will not be resumed. We have our podium, and Montoya misses out on the podium as a result of that slow stop and getting a safety car finish.
That's why he was so angry over the radio.
All this is wrong. All this is just completely incorrect. Well, they're dancing for joy in the pit lane.
I wasn't sure if they were dancing or fighting in Italy. I was like, what are they doing?
It's that type of day, isn't it? Yeah.
They were that angry and they're having a bunch up.
Good news is, though, that the Pirelli Hot Laps can go ahead.
Wow, how exciting! I cannot wait to commentate on that in a few moments. We're going to be shouting at the top of our lungs commentating on that. Wow.
Do we know who's having the hot laps?
I do. One of them is David Croft. And there's somebody else. There's somebody else.
Well, Alex Jakes already had his, so that's the only important thing. Thank you very much.
I think Bono's got one. Peter Bonington, not Bono. Peter Bonington. Let's have him covered.
Running who leads?
Hey, Rick, race is done. Race is done. Well done. Oh, do it! Win!
JB.
Yes, hello.
Hello. We also had the rare occurrence of, during that incident, a single yellow, then a double yellow, then a virtual safety car, then a safety car, then a red flag.
Oh, we very rarely have all of those in succession. Look at
Could Montoya get his podium?
Aha, perfect here. At Monaco, we get the full house. Look how much oil got spewed out the back there. And Arvid Lindman's been noted for speeding in the pit lane. So Montoya might still get that podium, as you say.
Oh.
Indeed.
Well, it's moving.
And it's a 5-second time penalty.
Wow!
Yeah.
So Sebastian Montoya will get the podium. That might make him a little bit happier.
Lindblad finishes in 9th.
Oh. So he's another one to lose out. Unless they are to go back.
What I want to know is, how is Sammy Megatinov still 12th, not Clan Shield, despite the fact that Megatinov had that penalty? And why is... Yeah. Oh, John Bennett was so close there to a... Hang on a minute. Yeah, he was so close.
Oh, I forgot to
5 seconds.
Well done him for finishing the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. 9, 5... I don't know how we work that out. How do you work out a time penalty in the pit lane? Well, I don't know why...
Work out what?
Let's have a bad.
He's in 2 races.
I take on time penalty again in the pit lane. How? Oh, I had the pit limiter on the whole time. Yeah, I don't know.
Another thing for Campos to appeal to try and get shut down again.
Monaco. Just Monaco. I've never seen this. Thing is, though, we haven't even had it confirmed from race control that the race will not be resumed. It's kind of an important factor there. And there's one problem, Montoya.
It's JP.
Why is Seb putting his helmet back on? It's done, Seb, it's done. This is Arvid Lindblad then. Did he speed in the pit lane? Limiter's on. I'm taking a look at him coming down the pit lane. Doesn't seem to me like he's speeding in the pit lane. So bizarre one.
The only thing, he might have turned his limiter off before the end, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Because we only saw it past the medical car. I could have turned it off too early and the sensors got him. Because there's a speedometer at the entry and exit of the pit lane. And then there's a couple dotted all the way down as well. Well, we've got 35.
Well done, Jack Crawford.
He's going to be so happy. He is happy. There we go.
To be fair, he has been an unlucky driver, so if there is someone to get like a little bit of luck, then it's absolutely him and he deserves it.
On the day of the Indy 500, an American has won here at Monaco.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. He's a really nice guy.
Also, Seb Weldon taking the win in Italian F4 earlier.
Oh, did he? Ah!
Yep. Second win in Italian F4.
Lionheart winning. And Hildebrand hit the wall. Dan won the 500 twice. Right, the last time, of course, back in 20. Alex Brundle's left the commentary box, and he's going to be talking now to our top three. It was a 16-lap race in the end. We were supposed to do 42. That's what you get in Monte Carlo. That was, yeah.
So, the F2 used to be Monte Carlo. It used to be named Monte Carlo, but it's called Monaco now. Did anyone notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Change?
I did not notice that change. It used to be in Monte Carlo, didn't it? Nice.
It used to be in Monte Carlo, yeah.
Because very rarely do they. Well, that's how Formula 2 run it, isn't it? It's like we don't do Austria. It's Red Bull Ring. It's.
I just mean for F2. F2 usually has a different name for their race than Formula 1, and F3 do as well.
It's like what's it? Melbourne.
Yeah, we always had a different name for it. Sakhir was always Sakhir for F2, and Yas Marina was always, for here's Jack.
A very, very eventful race out there, but your first feature race win of the year, you must be delighted.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what just happened. I mean, from the start, and then I saw the virtual safety car, I backed off, I saw on the screen there was a yellow, and I was ashamed it went virtual safety car because I was ready to pull in. And then, as soon as I was about to pass, I saw a safety car. I pulled hard right. I almost hit the wall, but I barely made it in. And yeah, just the luckiest day of my life, to be honest.
Talk me through that communication, because obviously you have to have the team ready for you in the pit lane as well. Just how tight was it to get in at the right moment with the safety car you had the opportunity to do?
Yeah, I saw the VSC, or I saw the crash, and I was surprised it was a VSC. I kept saying on the radio, this could be a safety car, this could be a safety car, to be ready. And I actually had backed off about 3-4 seconds off my delta right before I came in, just in case. And the perfect scenario happened. It just happened at the right time.
A slightly shortened race, but a huge challenge to be driving around the Monaco streets. How have you enjoyed this weekend and the challenge that's Monaco in a Formula 2 car?
This was like the most Monaco weekend ever. I mean, I can't even believe it, honestly. Between yesterday driving with half a broken car and finishing fourth, and today having one of the luckiest races of my entire life and winning, it's insane.
Congratulations on the victory, Jack. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
Wow. Jack Crawford, well done to him. That was some performance there. And let's see this. Jack Crawford coming into pit lane. So he had backed off. Look at the gap he'd given. Oh, my word. And that is the risk he took to take a feature race win.
That was such a late call in, but a 90-degree pit angle, I suppose, works quite well. So there's the Moe bottles. Let's hear from our race winners in the cooldown rooms.
He's on the top step. Let's see what they have to say after all of that.
I slowed down 5 seconds. And
Mate, I slowed down like 10.
Mate, I slowed down. I was braking, and then safety car went.
This was...
What happened to Lindblad?
Speeding in the pit lane. I was in the pit lane, and all of a sudden I go out and I see yellow fog, and I'm like, that's weird. Like, maybe it was a little crash.
I was surprised it was a VSC. I thought it was going to be safety car straight away.
Man, it's like when it came out, I was in the swimming pool, I checked the TV, I saw he was buried in the barrier.
I was slowing down the last sector.
Yeah.
And then I was like, VSC, oh my gosh.
Not me too, like, I was...
Oh!
Yeah, they went for a ride.
I think we both took the lottery.
Thank you, Monaco. I'll take it any day. Oh! Ow. Lindblad had a mega pit stop.
Oh.
I think he was pushing.
Oh, it was Dino. Oh.
Three drivers just taking it all in there. They've been through quite a lot this morning at Monaco. Jack Crawford, Leo Fornaroli and Sebastian Montoya. There are points to the left-hand side. We'll go through that in a sec. Let's get the drivers out on the podium first of all, shall we?
On we come then. Luke Browning now leads on 70 points. He's taken the lead in the championship with Alexander Dunn scoring le point here today. And what the hell is that?
It's the bear thing, isn't it? The little Monaco mascot.
Oh, well, I thought Monaco had... Oh, well, okay. Monaco's been kidified.
Quite sweet the other day with Ollie Behrman having a tiny version.
Oh, he has it. Oh, okay, that makes better. Behrman's got a little bear.
He is a little bear.
Well, Sebastian Montoya's got the Colombian and American flag sort of in a half on his overalls there. That was quite nice.
Absolutely.
Jack
this is Jack's second win of the season. Sorry, go ahead, JB.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say, actually. Same as me. And we're going to hear, on the day of the 500, the American national anthem. Oh, no, we're not. It's reverse order. Forgot about that, it's Monaco. Everything's in reverse. It's the MotoGP style of things. Jack Crawford wins the feature race in Monaco. That's a lovely trophy. I quite like that. Very classical, actually. It reminds me of the trophy that we had here in Monaco back in the classical days of when it was a wheel. Then it turned into the Grand Prix trophy, which doesn't get used anymore. We still use the gold trophy in Silverstone. Sebastian Montoya in third. Right, now, let's hear the American national anthem for Jack Crawford. His second win of the season. Only our second repeat winner, of course, here on the streets. And we will hear the national anthem for our race winner.
And for them here.
Crawford wins here in Monaco. And now, as ever, after, I think they deserve it a little bit much here today as well. We'll get together for the photographs. Everything here in Monaco, you know, got to go by the book in reverse order. Right, gone. Usually the photos are done afterwards. Really annoys me how they reverse the procedure here in Monaco several times. Right, finally, are you ready? Yes, it's champagne time! Proper bottles of Moët here in Monte Carlo. Sprayed out among the drivers. They'll need to get dried out ahead of later. What a feature. A crazy, crazy race. 2 red flags, 9 cars piling up, barrier damage, pit stop galore, and 16 laps you only got. And a race winner of Jack Crawford. LA, what have you made of it all?
Jack took the words out of my mouth, to be perfectly honest with you. It is absolutely typically Monaco. And could they have thrown anything else at this? You know, because every single thing, I mean, we've always got red flags in F2, you know, I'm sorry, someone got safety cars, apologies, in F2, but today was just from the sublime to the ridiculous. And Jack Crawford really does deserve it, even though he kind of looked out a little bit there, but he absolutely deserved it. It's his 2nd win of the season. I think it's his third podium. He's a great driver. And yeah, it's fantastic. I think he's now maybe 2nd in the championship.
He's got the lead.
Has he gone ahead?
By 5 points.
He's gone ahead of...
Done.
It was Fiorinoli.
Yeah.
How many points has he got now? He's gone ahead of him too. Fantastic. There we go. Jack's the leader. Yay.
I mean, this is going to be a fantastic race when we get going in just a week's time as well in Catalonia in Spain.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Long run to turn 1. Lots of time for some chaos to happen. And I'm hoping for a good and action-packed race like we had last.
My thanks to you, Amy. My thanks to you, LA. Hope you've enjoyed it up here for your first F2 feature race commentary. That's it then. Next up, it's the Porsches. That's going to be with Omi and Richie in the booth. We're going to move over now to the British Touring Car Championship as we get ready for the action as well. And a lot to do today. We've got Porsches coming up at 10:55. The Moto2 British Grand Prix on JB2 at 11:10, 12:45 for the main race, and then 1 o'clock for Monaco pre-show, and all of the action as well from the 109th Indy 500. But for Monaco, a crazy F2. Yeah, I can't put it into words either. We'll see you in Spain in a week's time. Bye-bye.